Live on Facebook and the YouTube.
What up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? Are you sure I'm not too bright?
Positive.
All right, cool. All right, we're live everywhere.
You literally just asked 3
Are we
seconds
live
ago if
everywhere?
you're too dark. We're now live on Instagram, yes.
All right, awesome. All right, as people join the live here for the Friday podcast, I had a whole layout I wanted to talk about today, but a conversation with one of my Academy members got me thinking, and it kind of wanted me to speak about this particular subject. And it's in regards to hiring a marketing company. Now, if this was 20 years ago, it might be a little different. But today, with AI, with technology, with computers, with your cell phone, with editing software, you do not need a marketing company. I promise you. You can build a marketing team. You can use Upwork. You could hire your own independent people, someone to help you with the video editing, someone to help you with filming, someone to help you with posting, someone to help you with blogs. But in reality, you have a team at your salon. If you have a front desk person, they can, handle a lot of the heavy lifting for you because, people book online now. People aren't necessarily calling the salon as much as they used to. So you're going to need someone to help you handle the Google business page, someone to help you handle the Yelp, the returning or replying to reviews, someone to help you with any kind of booking software messaging going on, a wait list, things like that. And that could be your front desk person. So if you have a front desk person who's just sitting there handling the front desk, there's a lot of other things they could be doing. Now let's go full spectrum here. Marketing. You have Google and then you have Meta. Those are two big heavy hitters in the space of hair salons, barbershops, and everything in between, lash techs and permanent makeup. There's obviously Pinterest, there's TikTok, there's LinkedIn, but these are two we're going to talk about today. If you don't have your Google business page completely fully optimized, start there. Start with that because what do people do when they're looking for a salon? They Google it. So if you don't come up on Google, then they're going to go to the person who does come up. That's first and foremost. Second, look at your organic content. Look at the stuff you're posting. Does it say, hey, I'm the best salon in the community, in the town, whatever? If it doesn't say that, when you go to your Instagram page or your Facebook, then fix it. Get the new iPhone. You don't have to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a camera. That particular phone has a great camera. Even the 15 has a good camera. That's all you need. You can edit on CapCut. You can edit on Premiere Rush. You can edit on
InShot.
What is it? InShot.
InShot.
You could edit on InShot, all on your phone. Literally, you could build $1 million business, $1 million salon just from your phone. So if you need a video editor and you feel like you need one, you don't. AI does it. Get a computer. Get a decent computer, so this way you don't run out of RAM on your computer, and you could use something like Opus Clip or Submagic to edit long form content. The reason why I'm saying this to you is when someone goes to your Instagram or your social media and it just looks like shit, they're going to bounce. You want them to stay and be engaged and be engaged. You're going to have to build trust. And unfortunately, for a lot of people out there, you're scared to get in front of the camera and you're scared to show your personality. You're going to have to do that. I mean, I can't say you're going to have to do that, but if you want to build a business fast, you're going to have to do it because going off word of mouth and letting that run its course, it's going to take a little time. So if you need to fast track your success and get busy behind the chair or build the stylist up, you're much better creating content that provides information, solves frustrations, shows your personality. Now, once you have that dialed in on your organic social media, then you start turning the volume up on your search engine reach. And that's only after you have your website fully optimized. So your landing pages and the rest of your website loads fast. You make sure that when you do search for best hair salon near me, you pop up. You make sure the user experience is great on your website. It's responsive. And what that means is it looks good on a phone. It looks good on a tablet. It looks good on a computer. It's responsive to whatever device that you're on. Now, when someone goes on a phone and they Google best hair salon near me, you want to make sure you pop up in the top 3 of the Google Maps. You want to make sure you have an organic listing that shows up right underneath them. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have some kind of content on your particular website. You could do this with ChatGPT. What do people have questions about? Think about your clients when they're sitting in the chair. Like, what are they struggling with? What are their challenges? Is it a dry scalp? Is it damaged hair? Is it no volume, flat hair, thinning hair? Like, what are their issues that they have? Brassy hair, color fading. Create content that speaks to them and answers their question. So this way, when that local person is like, hey, why is my hair always brassy? You could speak intelligently and authentically on the water that's in your community, because the water sucks and builds up a deposit of heavy minerals on their hair, which doesn't allow the color to fully penetrate through the cortex of the hair. Obviously, you're going to talk about this in more understandable, digestible terms so your client can read it and understand and comprehend what you're saying, but at least you're serving them the content that builds your authority. So if you're hitting them on Google and now they come to you on your social media page and you're like, wow, this person really knows what they're doing. Look at this after picture. Look at this reel. Look at this how-to video. You're going to build trust with them. Now, if you have a marketing team, more than likely, they don't know the language of hair unless you truly articulate it to them. So you can do this internally. Upwork.com, you're going to go and hire someone to help you with the editing, someone to help you with the SEO, someone to help you with your Google business page. It's not going to cost you $3,000 to $4,000 a month like it would if you hired a marketing agency. Now, here's the other thing I want you to think about. How much is your customer acquisition cost if you're running ads? You have to make sure that you're staying below a certain amount, because if you're spending too much money on marketing and you're not profitable, it's just going to make you go out of business sooner. If you don't get repeat business, if your retention rate is low, it's just going to cause you to go out of business sooner. So you have to make sure your retention rate is above 80%. You're going to have to make sure that your customer acquisition cost is at least one quarter of what your average ticket is in the salon, especially if you're paying out, let's say, a 50% commission to your stylist and you're trying to market your stylist. Well, then half of that money when they pay goes right to that stylist. So now you have 50% of that average order value or ticket value left over. If half of that, which is a quarter of that average ticket value, goes towards the ad, you're left with 25%. Now you have your front desk. Now you have products used. You have all the other stuff that goes into that. So it's important you understand a little bit of your numbers, because you can get really upside down on your finances relatively quickly. If you hire a team like a marketing agency to do this for you, usually it's like $2,000 to $3,000 a month to manage all of that. It's not hard. I know I probably just rattled off a bunch of stuff to you, but you can do it yourself. I promise you. Here's the thing that I want you to think about when it comes to hiring somebody to handle your marketing for you, whether it's you build your own internal team or whether you hire an agency. You inspect what you expect. There's a rule called the 10-80-10 rule. 10-80-10. 10% of the project you're going to do with them. Whether it's a person you hire from Upwork, whether it's a college kid who's interning for you, whether it's a marketing agency. I don't really agree with the marketing agency, but you want to make sure you go over what your definition of done is, the full result of what you expect when they're done with the project. Now, 80% of the project, this is their world, let them handle it. The final 10%, you inspect it. How did the ad go? How was the clients that were coming in from that ad? If you don't do this and you just leave it up to them, it will not turn out the way that you want it. So here it goes. I'm going to break down some terminology for you before you jump into Q&A. SEO, search engine optimization. SEM is search engine marketing. Okay. Then you have organic social media, like your organic post. Then you have your paid post, like your boosted post. In your Meta Business Suite is where you're going to really want to target or build your ads. It can get really, really confusing. Go to YouTube, put up how to start a Meta Business Suite, then go to how to run Facebook ads. Then what you do is You get the fundamentals down, you get the language down. Then you outsource and hire somebody. But until then, don't hire anyone until you know the language of marketing. You're going to hire the agency, they're going to be speaking this language to you, and you're going to have no idea what they're talking about. Learn the language first. It's crucial. When it comes to SEO, and I think I'm going to be interviewing or having someone on the podcast next week who's an SEO expert, and he has an agency. He knows what he's doing. I would hire him. He's going to hate me for saying this probably, but you can do it yourself to a certain degree. Nowadays, I build my website on Shopify. I like Shopify for numerous amount of reasons, especially in the salon space, but there are plugins for SEO. If you're on WordPress, I'm sure there's plugins for that too. I'm speaking just strictly Shopify here. For an SEO purpose, you could list thousands of products on your Shopify store that all give you great visibility for the keywords of hair, hair salon, shampoo, all the things that people are looking for. They're looking for haircuts, they're looking for color, they're also looking for shampoo. So it just works really well to help you build your SEO for a hair salon. When I Google best hair salon in New Jersey, I typically come up. When I Google best hair salon in Fairfield, I typically come up. I'm able to use my product sales to target to customers to walk in my door in the salon. So it's a really, really unique, awesome system I created. It's called the Freedom Salon model. And actually the Freedom Salon method. And then the perfect salon model is my salon aspect of that. I teach something called your personal economy. So what I like to do is when I have a client and a coaching client, I teach you how to run your ads. I teach you how to build your ads. I teach you about SEO, all the things you need to honestly be able to articulate what you want done to a marketing agency or to somebody to handle it for you. You have the skills to do it yourself, but you want to be able to buy back your time. So knowing the language is crucial. Then you have to be able to get stylists in your salon. Now, whether you're looking for stylists or whether you're looking for clients, you're going to market the same way. It's literally the same thing. It's just your messaging is different. So if you have a salon and you're great at getting clients, but you can't get stylists behind the chair, change your messaging. Who are you reaching? What audience are you trying to target? Just target professionals, target stylists. And if it's vice versa, if you have too many stylists, not enough clients, then make sure you're marketing for clients, but clients who match your vibe, match your culture. It's going to be really important. So you can increase that retention rate. Now, we're going to jump into Q&A in a second, James. So we're talking marketing here for Q&A. SEO, if you start developing your SEO before you actually build your website, so it's a great user experience, you're throwing money out the window. Make sure your page loads fast. Make sure you have internal links. Make sure that the customer's journey is on point. So when someone's coming to your website, it's easy to navigate. That's crucial. If that's not done yet, then fix that first. Then jump to to actually running traffic to your website and doing the SEO. All right, James, you got any questions?
We have one.
Cool.
It is, what kind of settings do you recommend for the camera? I'm guessing she meant for the iPhone because that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So for the iPhone, send me a DM. I'll send you a link because I shoot on 4K. Excuse me, 4K 30 frames per second. The FPS is what I shoot for my iPhone. I normally do cinematic unless I got more than one person in the shot. Then I just do regular video. Now, when it comes to like what we're doing now in studio, and James could jump into this, I think we switched to 1080p instead of 4K because when you transfer the video to one of our editing softwares we use, it compresses it because we use a lot of cloud stuff and it just compresses the video from 4K. It's such a big file. And so it kind of distorts it. But if we shoot in 1080p, it doesn't compress it on us. So if you're a video tech guy out there, help us out. Like tell us what to do better. But that's what we found worked best for us so far.
Well, not just that, YouTube doesn't broadcast in 4K. You can only do up to 1080p.
Is that sure now? I've double checked that real quick live while we're on there.
Yeah, I checked it when we were doing this.
Yeah.
But Instagram allows 4K.
All right. Any more questions? You could drop them right here. I'm going to be doing my Friday Q&A in my story, so you can always pop the questions in there. But I just want to let you know, don't be overwhelmed by marketing. You can handle it. It's not that difficult. Don't get sold by some company who's going to handle all your marketing, who's going to outsource to India or the Philippines or Bangladesh or somewhere else overseas, and they're going to pay them $4 or $5 an hour, and they're going to charge you $60 an hour. That's what they're doing, just to let you know. Don't fall for that trap at all. You can handle it yourself. I promise you. I did it myself. It wasn't that hard. If I was able to do it, trust me, you're going to be able to do it too. So if you want any more questions, please drop them in my story. And everyone have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday.
Well, one last thing, no question. Just thank you for helping us to learn how to grow.
Yeah, you guys are welcome. If you guys want to learn more on how to grow your business and your salon, your barbershop, or whatever, DM me the word grow. I'll be happy to get you out of the painful experience of ownership and make it a more pleasurable one.
And Jara barberologist, how do you feel about hairstylists and barbering working together?
I have a barber in my salon. I think it works great. I think anything could work as long as you work. It's literally anything could work. Like I've seen barbershops in the back, salons in the front. I've seen people commingle, barbers and stylists. It's totally on the ownership and how your culture is and what your core values are. And as long as everyone's aligned, it can definitely work.
Hair pawn. What can we do if clients don't show up after fixed appointments?
If clients just don't show up after fixed appointments?
Yeah, what can we do if a client doesn't show up
All right.
after fixed appointments?
Here's the thing. If you have clients that are not showing up, then you have a couple different options, but you have to ask yourself, why aren't they showing up? Can they just get in and do whatever they want in a week from now, 2 weeks from now? Do you have some kind of a structure where they get charged for not showing up? What I used to do was this. If you just no-showed me and didn't show up, typically they wouldn't do that because they know they wouldn't get an appointment for another 6 months because that's how busy I was. You have to make sure you're oversubscribed first so that doesn't happen. But second, I would charge them full price for the appointment if they ever wanted to book again. That's it. The only way I can do your hair again is if you prepay for the appointment. And if you don't show up, that's cool with me. I got paid for it. That's how I handle that. I didn't like to have all these policies in place and take people's credit cards. I was cool with like, hey, you don't want to show up? That's fine. I also was very busy, so it didn't matter to me. I always had 2 or 3 clients at one time in my salon. I never worried about that. And every person talks about, oh, I don't double book. Well, then you don't like value your time or your client's time. Nobody wants to sit in the salon for 5 hours, I promise you. And nobody wants to sit there and talk to you while their hair's processing. I'm very funny and very likable, but they don't really care. They don't want to talk to me. Get the color on, chit chat a little bit, go on to the next one. If you do that, you have multiple clients, you don't really have to worry about people canceling or not showing up. So what I would do is next time that person comes in or next time that person wants an appointment because they no-showed you, have them prepay for the appointment. Any more questions, James?
Yeah. What do you prefer, hours versus commission versus booth rent?
Oh, commission all day. Hands down. The most scalable model in our industry is commission. And if they tell you can't do it in California, they're lying. You could do commission in California. You could have independent styles in California. There's a whole, like, go to my stories. I have a 1099 story. You can look at that. But you can't scale a rental salon like you could a commission salon. And I'll give you this example. Let's say your client books $5,000 a week. How much are you charging her for a chair? $450, $500 a week for a chair? What if you gave her 70% commission, which is awesome, and you retain 30? That's $1,500 a week. You're maintaining from that client. Now, I do parts and labor, so I don't have to cover the color costs. That's one thing. But that $1,500, because they're independent, I'm not covering any of their taxes. They cover that too. If they get tipped 20%, because you're giving them 70, that's like them making almost 100%. They're getting 90% of that service if they get tipped 20%. Let me say that. That allows them to almost be completely independent, like literally have their own salon and not worry about the color or the front desk or any of that. I have a very unique structure of how I built my commission salons, so it was a win-win for everybody. I don't want employees. I want team members. I want partners. That's what I do. The LLC structure, that's the most simple way to do it, is the salon's LLC forms a partnership, not an LLP or like a public partnership that you register with the state. It's a private partnership with documents and a contract with the stylist's LLC. So that LLC becomes a partner and they have a revenue sharing. They share the revenue brought in by the salon and the stylist. And so that's completely legal and there's no 1099 being issued either way. It's a revenue share. So I have that document as well if you guys want that. Just email me or DM me 1099. I'll ship it out to you. Any more questions, James?
Yeah, we got a few.
Yeah, let's pop off with them.
What tools and softwares do you recommend for tracking SEO and marketing performance?
Google Analytics. It's free. Google Analytics for the SEO performance, your landing pages, your page load, all that stuff, like how much time someone's spending on a page. Analytics will have a ton of information for you. There is some other tools out there, but I mean, Analytics is perfect. And then when it comes to software, you can look at Answer the Public. So Answer the Public is a software that takes a look at all the different searches for your particular niche, and then what kind of questions people are asking, and then the blogs related to those questions that you could just you could recreate for people. And then there's another one I like to use. It is called, just jumped out of my head right now. It's on my computer. If I look it up, it's in my favorites. I just forgot the name of it. It allows me to spy foo. That's one of them. I could spy on my competition and see what they're ranking for. And then I could see if I can create a better blog than that blog, and I could outrank them on certain things.
Well, that kind of answers the next question. It was a two-parter.
Okay.
How can I analyze what my competitors are doing online, and what should I do differently to outperform them in search ranking and marketing?
Yeah, spy foo is where you want to go with that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's high level shit. That's good though. What I like to do, honestly, I don't pay attention to what my competition is doing. I really do play an infinite game. And it's good to have an idea, obviously, but I do things so differently than in my competition. Like they're doing shit that I did 3 years ago. Nobody uses AI like I use AI. Personally, for what I do. And I'm about to tear up this whole coaching industry when it comes to other stylists and salon owners trying to coach. Because I don't think they have any idea what they're doing, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, like who uses spy foo in the salon industry? Nobody.
How do I hold on? I just lost it. How often should I update my website to with fresh content to boost SEO?
Every day. Every day. You post on Instagram, right? Every day. So if you're posting on Instagram every day, take the content you're posting on Instagram, go to ChatGPT, take your caption, have them turn that into a blog, and post it on your website. Now, your Google business page also has an update section, which you should be posting on every day too. And this is if you're trying to grow fast. Like if you're trying to really grow a business, then you have to do shit daily. And it's not hard anymore with ChatGPT and AI and all these tools. Like it really is easy. Like Social Pilot allows you to have one place where you post on all of your social media platforms and also your Google business page. It's awesome. But it just depends on how much you really want to be a professional. And you could hire someone to help you with this. And in a couple years, it pays for itself. Like I'm in the process now of building a whole media team. I got James on board. He's the producer. I got somebody helping out with emails and blogs. I have all these cameras here. I'm going to start taking this on the road. Like I want to build a really decent media production company because this is where the industry is going. Like you're going to start seeing more and more of my team members on my podcast. You're going to start seeing them start their own podcast. You're going to start seeing blogs written by my team so they can promote themselves behind the chair. Like if you treat this like a serious game, like a sport, it's a competition, and you're playing like I'm playing an infinite game. You're not playing like to win. There's no rules here, right? There's no end scoreboard for us to measure our success on. It's business. So play the infinite game, but play competitively. Like be out here to win it, but don't try and play against them. Play against yourself. Play against where you were last year. And always just innovate and be better than you were yesterday, and you'll have no competition.
So Jera Barberologist, he just asked, have you ever coached and have you ever coached barbershops?
I do. I have a bunch of barbers in my program. Go to nickmirabella.com, click on learn more, and scroll to the bottom. I got a couple of barbers in the testimonials there. But yeah, barbers crush it. I think one of my barber clients doubled his revenue, doubled what he booked in just a few months of working together.
I would recommend Jera Barberologist to DM Nick and get in his DMs and set something up.
Yeah, it's whether you're cutting men's hair or women's hair or doing eyebrows or doing lashes. I mean, honestly, I could help chiropractors, I could help doctors, I could help dentists. But I stay in my lane. Like I understand hair. Like if you have a problem with your salon or your barbershop or anything, like I'm going to be able to easily articulate your situation and then give you a solution for it because I've done it. I do it now. I have multiple locations. I have multiple e-commerce stores. I've over 200 coaching clients in the program that have helped. So there's nothing I'm going to see that's going to shock me or surprise me. Very rare is that going to happen. But I also have 5 coaches myself. I'm always buying a new program. I'm always upping my education. So just like you want to up your barber skills, like the coaches that are out there in the industry, are they really bettering their skills? Or are they just repeating the same shit from last year? Like the next person who talks about a client funnel, I want to drop kick. Funnels don't work. They don't work like they used to. Nope. It's all about the flywheel. If you want more information on that, DM me the word flywheel. I'll send you over this cute little PDF with a video on it, and it breaks it all down for you. James, how we looking? Any more questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll.
How can I leverage testimonials and reviews in my marketing?
Good question. So the best way to leverage testimonials and reviews in your marketing, this is how you do it. If you could get live video of your clients leaving you a testimonial, perfect. You could do some kind of a screen share with them. You could do, if you have Canva, take the written testimonials, put them into a reel, like have Canva create you a really cool, aesthetically pleasing review, and then you could create a reel like that on your Instagram, in your stories, like underneath that, your highlights, have a testimonials tab. But if you have somebody speaking, talking about the experience in your salon, they can see how good the hair looks. But you want to make sure that the person's talking about how they felt when they walked in, how they felt when they booked the appointment, the ease, and because it's really uneasy for a person to go to a salon and make that switch. So a person's watching the testimonials and they get a chance to really see what it's like to be a client in that salon rather than just, oh, Nick is great. He's the best at cutting my hair. That doesn't do anything for me. But I came in here with a problem, X, Y, and Z. After this, after our consultation, Nick he reassured me. He gave me he made me feel super at home and comfortable, and he delivered on the result. Like have them speak. If you can have them do that in testimonials, you can have a whole testimonials page on your salon's website, and you will crush it. That's what I would do for testimonials.
Cool. What are the best keywords for salons? What are the best keywords for salons and marketing?
What do you look for? Ask every client when they come in, how did you hear about me? Google, cool. What did you look up? What did you search for to find me? And then you make a list of all of those searches that your new clients are finding you on. And those are the keywords you want to target. Everyone tries to think of their own keywords of what they want to be known for. You know what you're known for. That's great. Don't disregard that. But you want to see what people are searching for in your area. And then you want to make sure you're ranking for those things. Because there might be some cool TikTok trend you're not really privy to. And if your clients are all looking for that same thing, you're going to know because you're asking them, that's what you want to rank for. Next question.
How do I research and use keywords effectively in my content?
Try and be a consumer. That's how you want to do it. You want to pretend you're a consumer searching for what people are searching for when they're looking to get their hair done or for a product, let's say. And then to use those keywords effectively in your content, your caption is going to have a lot of those keywords in it. That's why it's important to really write your captions a little more thought out. On your video itself too, those words also get seen by Instagram. But you want to make sure you're just not overstuffing it with keywords. But if there's a problem with volume in their hair, a problem with thinning hair, a problem with dandruff, you're addressing that in your content. That's it. Like, it's not that difficult to do. Don't overcomplicate it. And honestly, ChatGPT is a lifesaver. So,
Ready for the next one?
yeah, fire through.
We have what type of content resonates best with salon clients?
Problem solving content. So it's going to be authority content. You like an after picture is going to keep me scrolling. You want to make sure you have a visual hook in the beginning. It could be you doing a technique. It could be like you dropping something, like capture their attention. That's first and foremost. Some kind of a hook, audio hook. Like if you suffer from these three things, this video is for you, right? That's the audio hook, the verbal hook. A visual hook is like something that boom, that almost punches them in the face, captures their attention. And then you're going to make sure you think about all the frustrations your clients have around the thing that you do better than anybody else. That's what you're going to focus on, solving those frustrations. If it's curly hair, if you're a curly hair specialist, what are the 20 frustrations clients have with curly hair? From really kinky curly hair to like not so kinky curly to maybe in the middle, like all the different curl patterns they have, like all of those different things. Product buildup, coloring of the hair, breakage, it's not growing. All the frustrations. You're going to create content solving each and every one of them. That's how you create content. Because you build trust. They're going to listen to you. They're going to read your content. They're going to look at you and be like, wow, they really know what they're talking about. I can trust that person. And after they trust you, only after they trust you is when they make a decision to come to you for their hair. Next question, James. If there is one.
What are some essential elements of a salon website to convert visitors into clients?
You want to have a blog, you want to have a newsletter, something to capture like their email and information so you could keep in contact with them. I would put a quiz, a fun hair quiz for them, like maybe a face shape, maybe it's a perfect hair color, and they opt in for the quiz. And this way they fill it out and they leave their Instagram and their phone number and all that stuff. And that way you have a chance to retarget to them, or you have a chance to speak to them by reaching out to them, by outreach. Products, honestly, having an e-commerce store is the biggest benefit to having a website in 2024, almost 2025. If you don't sell products on your salon's website, you might as well just throw your website to garbage, as far as I'm concerned. Even if you don't ship them yourself. And Salon Interactive is bullshit. Like, take your $30 a week in your commission checks and fucking, I don't know, buy lunch with it. Get a cup of coffee. You can't do much more with it. You need to have an extension online of what you sell in the salon. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're not going to compete with Ulta. So if you have that quiz on there, if you have the quiz for color, quiz for cutting, you have the newsletter on there, you have some good blogs on there, you got some good video content there, you got the testimonials on there. Then you have products on there to help them with their hair concerns. That's it. You got everything you need. Everything right there. You're going to be able to now really build your salon organically from your website. Next question.
Hold on. What is a realistic timeline for seeing results on my SEO efforts?
Local SEO, you should see them within about 3 months. Being consistent. National SEO, you're talking, depends on what you're competing on. But if we're talking like brand awareness, like for a Shopify store like I got, you're talking years. Probably, I would say a year to 2 years. But local SEO, you can dominate it in 3 months. Especially if you get backlinks or linked from a publication like a .edu and some of the local websites that are out there, like your publications, like we have a Parsippany Patch and other different local websites that run news. If you could create a blog for them that they can use, that links back to your website. 3 months, you're in the top of the rankings. I mean, I ran my old salon's website and I ran I ran the whole thing for that show. I sold that salon probably going on 3 years now. I outranked them. I outranked that salon in 3 months because of the changes that happened with SEO and with like all the tools I have now that I didn't have back then. I obliterated them. I feel bad. I mean, I sold them the salon. I gave them everything. But yeah, I was able to start my salon again right down the road, and I crushed them when it comes to SEO because they stopped. They weren't consistent. Like the thing is, you have to be consistent, ongoing, because you'll outrank all your competition. But then if you take your foot off the gas, guess what? They're going to take you over. So it's an ongoing thing. Once you get to the top of the list, now it's a fight to stay there.
What booking app do you use?
I use Fresha. I use Fresha for multiple reasons. A, it's free. You only pay for the extra reports, the credit card processing, but it allows me to pay my staff effortlessly through Fresha. They should actually give me an affiliate code.
They should. What steps should I take to create a cohesive brand across all platforms?
Good question. All right. The approach you should take for creating a cohesive brand across all platforms it's a difficult question to answer. I'm going to tell you why. Each platform is a different event. It's a different party. And what I mean by that is how you show up on TikTok is going to be different than how you show up on Instagram because the viewers are slightly different. How the person's engaging is a little bit different. How they consume information on that platform is unique to that platform. So you can't show up the same way. This is really hard to do though. Like it's a lot of effort to create specific content for TikTok and then specific content for Instagram and then specific content for Facebook and then specific content for Pinterest and then YouTube and then your blog. So you're going to want to make sure that your core values are the same for each one of the platforms. You want to make sure that you show up as consistent on one platform as you do the other. But how you brand yourself is going to be just slightly different based on how that person digests information on that platform. So like when it comes to coloring and like branding in that manner, it's not as important anymore. At least I personally feel like my feed on Instagram is like not the best. I could work on it, but to me, it's about the delivery of the message. So my branding, I'm a little more brash, a little more harsh. Like I'm a little more like no bullshit kind of mentor. And that's how I brand myself. Now I can't do that. It's not as well received on TikTok. And for honestly, I got my account shut down because of how brash I was at one point, but it was fine on YouTube and it was fine on Instagram. So now I don't put that kind of sensitive content on TikTok because they're just a bunch of little bitches over there, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. So I just changed it up a little bit. And just be you. If you're authentically you, honestly, this is probably a better answer for you. Don't focus on being branded. Just focus on being authentically you and everything else falls into place for you. Like Alex Hormozy, if you take a look at his content, he had like about a year where he was like putting out all kinds of crazy fun content and he is funny, but his conversions dropped. So he just went back to being authentically him. And part of the conversation he had was with one of his friends. He was like talking to Alex and he was like, hey, I've been, I stopped following your content because it just kind of like didn't really speak to me. You made a little change in your content. He's like, no. He goes, I guess I'm not your ideal client or I'm not your ideal target anymore. He's like, no, you are my ideal target. You're exactly who I want to be showing content to. And Alex took a moment and stepped back and was like, no, I'm doing like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to get that. So his whole branding department was like, yeah, you're getting more views. That's great, but you're not converting any of them or as much as them. So when you think of branding, what is your objective here? Are you trying to get more engagement, more views, more likes, more clients? Like take a look at your data and whatever is getting you more clients, which typically should be who you authentically are, keep doing more of that. Because when someone sits in your chair, you're going to want to vibe with them. So if you do jujitsu and you like bowling and you like hockey, and you're a barber and you like, I don't know, All Saints, like showcase your personality, brand who you are. It's all about personal brand. If you take a look at The Rock, I mean, there's a video with him and his kids, then a video of him working out, then a video of him with tequila. There's no cohesiveness to his brand. It's just The Rock. So don't worry about it. Just be, if you're authentically you, just do that. But just watch how you show up on each platform, because the audience is different on each one of them, and they're going to receive your messaging a little bit different based on how they consume information. That was a really long answer. Jesus. Any more, James?
No more
All right, cool.
questions.
All right, guys. Awesome questions today. Friday Q&A. If you guys want to ask a question, drop it in the stories. I'll see everybody later. And I'm probably not going live again today, but I may. I'm going to be doing a behind the scenes of exactly what my program's about. So I may shoot it live just on like a side angle camera, and just so you get a behind the scenes look at exactly how I'm creating a video sales letter. So if you guys want to tune into that, that's what that live will be on. I'm probably going to kick that off in about a half hour, if I do it or not. But other than that, have a great weekend. I'll see everybody later. Peace.